we are back. It's Winning Wednesday. Today is not only an powerful day, today is going to be about winning and wisdom with strategies for success in every sphere. I'm Renee Knorr, grateful to be here with you all as your host. And you know what, guys, today, not only going to welcome some incredible, phenomenal women that's making things happen, not only in the real estate industry, but also in the management space, but we're looking forward to this being another enlightening episode of Winning Wisdom. If you're in the clubhouse, share the information out. If you're right there on Facebook or even YouTube, we'd like to say thank you first and foremost, but truly share the information out as well. Because today we're diving deep into the strategies for success across all areas of life. And so we're excited that not only we have our very own Lolita Anderson, one of our mayors with the GW3 Society, but today we also have a special guest. Our special guest is Miss Ashley Stewart, and we're looking forward to bringing both ladies in so therefore they can share not only their strategies, together we're going to unpack the secrets to achieving greatness in every sphere of life. Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, we'll be right back after this quick announcement, and then we'll bring up our incredible guest for today.
I'm Renee Knorr, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar.
And indeed, we are soaring. Well, we're so excited to be here for Winning Wednesday. Today, it's an intentional day. We're going to be bringing some phenomenal women here to tell you some of those winning strategies. Our first phenomenal woman, not only she's our mayor of the GW3 Society, she's truly a woman that knows how to position herself when it comes down to the city of Atlanta as well as abroad. We're so excited to have our very own LA Properties owner as well as founder, Lolita Anderson. Lolita Anderson, let's see where she is. Okay, Lolita may be already on one of those calls with the city. You know how she is. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to also bring up our next guest, Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley is also part of the real estate industry who's had the opportunity of connecting with Lolita Anderson. So how are you doing today, Ashley Edwards?
I am wonderful, Renee. How are you?
Doing amazing, amazing. And so happy to have you here with us. I know for sure, Lolita, you know, she's always making things happen. So we'll have her to tune in with us just shortly. But tell us a little bit about who you are, Ashley, and thank you for joining us for today's program.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Edwards. I am a native of Atlanta, born and raised right here in the Metro Atlanta area. I graduated high school and went off to college at Georgia State University right downtown. And I got a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in hospitality. After graduating from school, I decided to get my real estate license, which I had already made that decision, but I actually took action after college graduation, and then proceeded to get my broker license. And now I am working in more of a behind the scenes space in real estate, working more so on the property management and property preservation side, helping people maintain their either tenancy, home ownership, or somehow maintain their real estate investment, so that they can leave a legacy for their families, essentially. So that's me in a nutshell. I have two beautiful little girls, ages 11 and 8. They keep me very, very busy. And that's pretty much my life summed up.
Well, thank you for sharing. That's not your life, girl. That's just a little bit. That's just a
Just a little
teaser.
snippet.
Well, thank you for sharing. You know, it's so important where you are, especially being not only a mother, being a conduit to the community, and also being able to have the voice in real estate as well. You know, today is not only about Winning Wednesday, but we're looking forward to hearing from you alongside with Lolita in regards to some of these secrets that you guys been holding on, so therefore others can also achieve greatness in their every aspect, also in their sphere of life. You know, we've been listening to the man himself, Mr. Tim Storey. Oh my goodness. Tim Storey book is a treasure. Yes, it is a treasure. You know, we've been able to listen to it last year. We read it. And so this is our second time reading it. And just the insight, you know, we've been able to discuss not only putting things in perspectives, how we can unlock new opportunities, as well as being able to propel towards our success. But also, I feel as if it's been giving us that way of how we can overcome resilience and those different challenges. So, can you share with us, Ashley, what are some of the ways that you had to overcome your challenge, as well as being able to show your resilience in being a realtor? Please share with us.
Okay. Well, you mentioned me being a realtor, which I am, but first and foremost, I'm a realist, meaning that I always approach situations just from a realistic standpoint. And so I typically in my personal life and in my career, my work life, I tend to jump to the end and work backwards because I like to keep my mind focused on how I want this to open up or how I want it to unfold or how I want it to manifest. And then I just kind of take action based off of that. And I guess just kind of figuring out what do I need to do in order to get to my end goal. So that's one tactic that I use. I work backwards a lot. I start at what I want to see happen. And then I figure out what action do I need to take in order to accomplish it.
I love that. Always focusing on the end results in mind, right? And then being able to navigate through the journey, because we already know it's not always going to be easy, right? However, we have to be very persistent and also, you know, working towards that success. You know, I want to ask this question because one of the things that we've been talking about, because we are in this fresh month of April, I'm sure you probably have had some setting new goals for yourself, as well as being able to just look at life and how it continues on evolving. I want to say this in your position, and I like the way you answered that. Something tells me you know how to do that, reinventing yourself very well. You know, when you think about, you know, whether we have realtors, whether we have those who are embodied with the whole foundation of managing property, like our very own Lolita Anderson, and then also those who are helping others to make that transition, whether they come from renters, whether they're moving into becoming homeowners, or they're making that third stage of also going into our senior living. How important is it for you not only to stay relevant, but also to pay attention to your clients' needs? Please share with us.
Well, for me, that's of top tier importance because if you're not doing it to serve someone else, what are you really doing it for? And so you have to figure out exactly what the needs of your clients are. And as for me, that's the only way to do it. I can have a cookie cutter plan all I want, but everyone's situation is different. Everyone's scenario is different. Everyone's wants and needs are different. And if I can't hone in on exactly what that is, then what am I really doing for them?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know, the great opportunity is for us to be able to really pay attention to what people are saying. And I think that's something that's important as well, because as we join the book club with, as we're listening to Tim Story's, his story, and how we have to put life in perspective. And sometimes we have to also really keep in mind how we act from a place of kindness, as well as a place of empathy, or even just a place of support. That is something that we know when we're together, we can unpack not only secrets to achieving different directions, but also being able to reach other people's results, as well as being able to support them in their journey. One of the things I want to say about resilience, as well as being able to reinvent ourselves. One of the things, how we are as well as women. Oh my goodness. This has to be our season, Ashley. It really has to be our season. And I'll say this too. I love the fact of just having the power of perseverance, the power to persevere in any case possible. How can we use setbacks as stepping stones in our dreams, as you're preparing yourself for fulfilling your dreams? Or you can share with us, how have you been able to use it?
Well, for me, I wouldn't say that it's easy, but in a sense, it kind of is, because I found my passion, and so because I found my passion, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a setback necessarily. It feels like part of the plan. It feels like part of God's will, because we know that those setbacks are going to come. So instead of spending too much time and energy, focused on the setback itself, I rather dedicate that time and that energy to pivoting. How can I change the situation? How can I, come out of this? How can I use this as a stepping stone? Like you said, like, what is this situation trying to show me? What do I need to learn in this? And in learning that lesson, how can I use that for the next go round, the next time I face a setback, or the next time I face a challenge? So for me, like I said, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I always know that there's a blessing on the other side of challenges. And so going back to what I said earlier about starting at the end and working backwards, if I keep my mind set on the blessing, then everything that happens in between, that's like, null and void to me, because I know what's coming.
I just love that, guys. Make sure you hashtag that, because when you position yourself, because that's what it sounds like you're over there doing. Actually, you position yourself knowing that you already have still a goal to accomplish. You're already going to reach your goal, and how you set yourself up from the very beginning, right? How you already know when you have some of those hurdles, or even some of those potholes we have to go through during that time, we already know we still have to have that shield of armor that's going to push us through, that's going to keep us going forward. One of the things I'll share with you, in life, a lot of people have to realize a lot of things don't happen by coincidence. Even in our journey, it's ups, sometimes we have to go through tests. And I really think that not only have God positioned us to really prepare ourselves for many journeys that we have to go through, we have to automatically understand the importance of just manifesting what it is that we want. Speaking about the power of manifesting, how have you been able to harness that? How have you been able to, we talk about the law of attraction. One of our other authors is Michael Lossier, and he always says, whatever you put out is truly what you're going to bring right back into you, right? So how have that been able to help you in your journey?
Yeah, so I've always known that manifesting was a thing. I think probably over the last 2 to 3 years, I really started honing in on the power of manifestation, and like what I can be doing, and focusing on in my everyday task, or my everyday, my day to day. What can I be doing in order to manifest what it is exactly that I want? So lately I've had this thing where it's like, I need to be in spaces that are going to allow me to manifest. I need to be rubbing elbows with people who are going to help me manifest. I need to be in rooms and at tables with those individuals that are on a similar path as me. And that's all part of me manifesting exactly what it is that I want. I can't keep doing the same thing over and over every day, expecting things to change. And so if I'm really focused on manifesting, again, going back to what I said earlier, starting at the end, that end goal, that blessing, like where do I see this ending? And I work backwards, then that's another like tool in my tool belt that I use to help manifest. I know that if this is where I'm trying to go, or this is what I'm trying to accomplish, these are all the things that I need to do before then. And so who do I need to be speaking to? What rooms do I need to be in? What seminars do I need to go to? What information, what knowledge do I need in order to manifest exactly what it is that I want? And so I'm just now getting to a point where I'm starting to see things come around full circle and actually starting to see the fruits of the labor of manifest, because it is work. It's work and it's hard work, but it's good work. And so I've been enjoying it.
Now that's a great question. I'm going to pick up what you just said. It has taken you time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand that, right? Mm-hmm. That when you're in that process or that journey, it's not about an overnight success. So break it down to us. How long has it taken you to be, to prepare for this journey, mm-hmm. but also to start seeing the harvest time? How long has it been for you?
It's probably been over 8 years, and where things really started to, I guess, take their rightful place, if that's what you want to call it. It's been about 8 years, and but the beginning of that time frame was not, that was not going hard, laying foundation, really like manifesting this. That was the storm. The storm had to come first. And so the storm itself lasted a few years. The storm, I'm still getting some drizzle from the storm, but that's okay. But that started about 8 years ago. And I think maybe halfway through that is when that awakening, that come to Jesus moment started happening. And again, that's probably been, I would say, maybe like the last 3 years or so. So it's a journey. It's a journey. It's definitely not something that happens overnight. But like they always say, it's a rainbow at the end, at the end of the storm. And so my rainbow is slowly peeking behind the clouds right now. But it's been a good 8 or more years.
Absolutely love that. A lot of people think success is just that overnight success, but there's no way that successful formula can happen overnight. And I want to say congratulations to you, for staying, for having the courage to stay consistent, to even see it through. That's, why it's important. You don't reach the success and then give up. You really have to use that resilience. And you know what? That's something that for those that are hearing right now, guys, there's no shortcut to success at all. You really have to not only lay down those strategic steps, but you also have to make some important decisions as well. And when your decisions, whether you fail, whether you win, just know there's always invaluable lessons while you're learning a thing. And I think that's one of the things also that we've been able to find within reading Tim Storey's book. It's a magical book, just remembering not only that success is not to confine to one's area of life, but it's about embracing those winning wisdoms. What are the things that you've been able to learn from experiences, being able to have strategic strategies, but also achieving greatness, it takes time. That's what you said. It takes time. And not only time, but also, I would say, calculus steps as well. So I have to ask this question for you as well. Moving forward, you have so much on your plate, I'm sure. When I look at Atlanta has truly transformed over the years. And it's been a huge blessing as well. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to doing for your 2025? I'm going to push you forward now into 2025. What are you looking forward to do?
So I am so excited about just the direction that my career is going in right now. Like I mentioned earlier, lately I've been more so on the property management and property preservation side of real estate. And so that's, working with families and helping families basically stay in their home, and helping them prepare for the next phase of life, whatever that looks like for them, whether it's having children, whether it's getting married, whether it's preparing for an aging parent, or even laying a loved one to rest. Those are my focus points. as it relates to real estate. And just helping the community. So I see myself continuing to work with families and helping families maintain their wealth, create generational wealth plans that they can, pass down to their children, so that, when they're long and gone, their family still has a positive story to tell about them, and they're still able to benefit and live off the hard work and dedication that they put in during their lifetime. And so I see myself transforming into that space. The city of Atlanta and, probably many other metropolitan cities around the states could use some help in that area. I know, like the city of Atlanta, we are definitely heavily, we have a heavy blighted property problem. I mean, just, heirs property that's been left to, kids and grandkids, and they don't know what to do with it. And we're just really setting ourselves up for failure and really doing a disservice to not only ourselves, but our families, by not focusing on these things while we're alive and well and able to actually change the trajectory of our family's financial and economic state. And so those are the things that I'm focused on between now and 2025 and beyond. That's my passion. That's what I feel like my ministry and my calling is. And that's what I'm going to be focused on in the coming years.
You made such a great point, guys. Put some fire emojis up alongside with some hearts in the chat. Where relates to our family alongside with legacy as well as property, real estate property. Sometimes many just don't know. And I gather sometimes they've been misinformed in regard to how to navigate with some of those properties. What could be some actionable steps that we can help others to navigate into how they can really, save properties? What are some steps that they can do in regard to being able to just bring a little bit more awareness for our viewers?
So I'm so happy that you asked that. So the first thing to do, which is I don't want to say easy, but it's free. And we all have the opportunity to do it. And it's simply having the conversation about death. Is for whatever reason, we don't want to talk about it. We're not raising our kids to talk about it. We're not preparing for it. So simply having the conversation about, hey, what are your wishes when you transition? Or what would you like for me to do with your belongings or your real estate or your investments when you pass away? Just simply having that conversation can make a world of difference in our families. And beyond that, having a plan in place. So actually taking actionable steps to plan your estate. People think estate planning is only for the rich, or it's only for the old, or it's only for, the families who come from money, but that couldn't be any further from the truth. We all have something to leave behind. We're all leaving here one day. Nobody's exempt. And so why not prepare for the inevitable? So if we simply do those things, if we simply have the conversation and simply do what it takes to, plan our estates out, it'll make a world of difference. I have a motto that I live by, and it says, if you think proper estate planning is too expensive or too time consuming for you, then you haven't considered the cost and the time that it would take from your family later on down the road if you don't. And so not keeping that at the forefront of our mind, again, it's doing our families a huge disservice when we pass away. So those are my two top actionable steps that we can be taking right now: conversation and planning.
Absolutely fire. Right now is no excuse. We have to have the education. And one of the things too, sometimes with the truth, it hurts. However, we have to really get our family in the know of what's going on, so therefore they can navigate. And I'll say this also, and thank you for sharing your insight. It doesn't matter what their age are as it stands right now, because we know death is inevitable. So we have to make sure we're planning, like you already stated. You always start with the end result in mind. So once we're alive, guys, we still have to plan for our death as well. And so with that, you want to make sure that you leave the world as assets. You leave your family with assets, not liabilities. And so it's important for you to not only align yourself with people such as this incredible lady here, but also align yourself with others that's going to help you to navigate, so therefore you can be able to make those decisions quicker. Because if you're going to fail, what they always say, you got to fail first, right? You got to fail fast,
Mhm.
fail forward, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. And thank you again for just having the resilience of also being able to be that solution, because that's something that I think we have been missing, especially with the educational piece, where we, especially our family members, probably have fallen short on. It's up to us to be able to now to hold our own up, and then to be able to help them to be able to get over, overcome those adversaries alongside achieving the success. It's going to take us having the keys. It's going to take us to community. Remember, the village used to save us at one point.
Mhm.
And so now we got to get back to that village mindset. So therefore we can be very proactive and not reactive to what's happening in not only real estate, but also with financial literacy, as well as just navigating through life within itself.
Absolutely.
So you have been phenomenal, Ashley. I know our very own mayor, she was called in the city. You know how that happens, but here she is right now. Lolita
Okay.
Anderson. Woo woo. How are you doing, superstar?
She's muted.
You're muted.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Wonderful. Thank y'all so much. Ashley, I was listening. We had an SOS in one of our agency
I
partners.
understand.
So we looking real nice right now.
Okay.
So, but actually, what Renee Knorr, thank you so much. It happened the way it needed to happen, because actually you needed this one-on-one. You did. And I appreciate you so much. You're brilliant. You're a beautiful young lady. And it's always a pleasure. And look how much information you have given out. And I'm so happy and so lucky you were able to come in today and do such an amazing job.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Miss Lolita. It's always
Our
a
pleasure.
pleasure to be in your presence.
Mm.
Absolutely. You know, our very own Mayor Lolita Anderson, her favorite quote,
We are
champions.
champions winning on
Winning
purpose,
on
baby.
purpose.
Every day and every way. We are champions and we are winning on purpose.
Absolutely. And as we're closing out with this episode of Winning Wisdom, I really not only want us to remember the importance of us winning together. Each and every last one of us have an important role to play in each other's lives. And, as we use our power to not only create more miracle opportunities that lies ahead of us, as Ashley says, I really want you guys to pour into the viewers. What are some actionable steps that you're going to take today to move forward with not only with your determination, but also being able to continue on translating insight for others, so therefore they can build up just like how you guys have built up this community. Please, we'll start with the one and only. Ashley, why don't you start? And then I have the mayor to close us out.
Okay, well, I'll keep mine very simple. Figure out what it is that you want, what it is that you're trying to accomplish, what will not only make you happy, but sustain you, not just tomorrow, next week, next month, but think 5-10 years from now. Do you want to be in the same place 10 years from now as you are today? And if not, then what do you need to do to not be there in that space? So I'll leave it with that. Focus on where you see yourself in the coming years and work backwards.
Mm.
Absolutely. Wonderful advice. Lolita Anderson?
Well, I'm going to piggyback a little bit off Miss Ashley, because you have to see, even in the world of real estate and housing, whether you're a renter now, a home ownership is going to take you into that residual area of being able to pour into your children. Renters, that could be cyclical. And if you have children or you have family members that you're trying to make sure you're leaving a legacy for. I know several friends in the African American community who have land, like hundreds of acres of land, and they're under 50 years old. And I was just so impressed with that, and understanding kind of what that means and what that can do for all of us. Also in the area of business, my prayer is, God, help me to say it better, help me to do it better, help me to be better. Because once we're able to communicate, and again, my favorite word, a residual, that means that it gives, and and you get it and it gives back to you. And I think that's important. That's important in the space to which we are serving. We're serving in the area of housing. So again, how can I communicate better, not only to our constituents, but to our partners, to how we can work together better in working in this housing space. So I think the more information people have, the better we communicate with each other. It can help us to continue thriving because we are thriving. And I appreciate that.
Absolutely wonderful information, Lolita. And I just want to leave the family and I want to leave the viewers with this. You're not doing it by yourself.
Yep.
Those days where you had to be alone, they should be long in the past. Currently, right now, we need each other more than ever. And with the wisdom and with the information that we have, it's important for you not only to get it, but I would say this also. Sometimes we have to go into a deep dive. And with that, that means we have to bring in different relationships. So that collaboration is so important right now. We are not supposed to be walking into the room being the smartest person in the room. And if you are, you need to get out of that room immediately. Make sure you have the mentors that's going to provide you with that guidance as well as with some more insight. And with that, you'll be able to navigate in life a little bit differently. And so with that, guys, if you haven't had a mentor or if you need a mentor, truly, we'd love for you to connect with some of these incredible ladies that we seem to bring here every single day with the GW3 Society. So guys, not only is it important for you to believe in the power that's within you, because that's where the miracle is. Where the miracle lies within you. And what we're going to continue on doing, ladies, is reading not only the book by Mr. Tim Storey, but we look forward to meeting Tim Storey. He will be in Atlanta for April the 12th and the 13th. And truly, the GW3 Warriors will be in the building with him.
Yes, that's going to be
How about
awesome.
that? Yes, it's going to be pretty awesome. So thank you again, Ashley, for your wisdom. Thank you for your leadership in the community. Lolita Anderson, you already know how much we absolutely love you. And both you ladies have that determination. No matter what, you're going to be transforming lives. And that's what's so incredible and so important of our everyday journey. So again, thank you for being here for this episode of not only Winning Wednesday, but Winning Wisdom Wednesday. And as you already know, it's time for us to do what? Roll those shoulders back, put our heads up. It's time to go blaze the universe. Why? The world needs another game changer. And that game changer is who? YOU. So thank you again for joining us for this week's episode. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Lolita. I'll see you guys on the other side of your greatness. Bye for now.
Bye.